We know that metabolic health is an issue. We've seen the dollars, we've seen the diagnoses, we've definitely seen the pharmaceuticals. Here's a fun fact, by the way, the US is actually responsible for 40 to 45% of the world's consumption of pharmaceutical medications, most of those on diseases of metabolic health. No big surprise. There's gotta be a better way to do this. And one of the things I'm very passionate about is really helping to paint that holistic plan, that strategic plan for reversing metabolic health. And by the way, this is at every age. Just because we're talking about weight and metabolism, this is a conversation for our children as well, because they are definitely at risk. But what we need to do before we think about a GLP-1 medication, or before we think about any medication, honestly, beyond tracking and staying kind of on top of our health in a more proactive way, is thinking first around that central concept of inflammation. Now, inflammation is a word that everyone's gotten a lot more comfortable with, but it is an integral word, a critical word for the practice of medicine that we do, and especially important when we're talking about a holistic plan. Let me tell you why. Inflammation impacts every system of the body. It is not limited to an organ, to an area, but instead seeps throughout the entire body, really impacting every chemical process there is. That means inflammation can show up as joint pain, as a rash, as hair loss, as a hormone issue, as mental health issues, and so much more. One of the critical issues is the epidemic of inflammation, which I actually believe is triggering the epidemic of metabolic disorders.